Straight ahead on 12 News, a different spin on Black Friday.
I just love the fact that I had an excuse not to go shopping.
We'll introduce you to Upside Down Black Friday. Plus, reaction to President Obama's executive orders on immigration. A look at the impact on Minnesota. But first, a large-scale gang bust that involves local police and suspects from the Northwest Metro. 12 News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. 11 members from two of Hennepin County's most violent gangs are now sitting behind bars.
It is the result of a months-long investigation and a massive takedown effort over the past few days involving local and federal law enforcement agencies. Delane Cleveland joins us now to explain what happened. Delane?
Mike and Alex, law enforcement officials say two different Hennepin County gangs called the Stick-Up Boys and the 1-9 worked to acquire guns by any means necessary. They would use those guns to terrorize neighborhoods and engage in a war with two rival gangs known as the Taliban and YNT.
Our offices are together ending a gang war that has brought violence and murder to our community. Over the past few months, as we have seen the level of violence and shootings increase, I have been asked repeatedly, what are we doing about it? Today, with these charges, we have the first part of the answer.
Federal charges announced today included help from police in Golden Valley, Brooklyn Park, and Brooklyn Center. Authorities say the gang members would acquire guns by trading drugs for them, stealing them, or using people without felony records to serve as straw buyers. Police arrested several of the gang members in the Northwest Metro, and at least one of the men was involved in the recent shooting at the Brooklyn Center Denny's.
I can't thank the Hennepin County Attorney's Office and the U.S. Attorney's Office and the ATF for bringing this violent group down and making that progressive step forward to reducing that violent crime in our city so we can get back to the truth of what is happening in our city, and that is a substantial reduction in crime and the many good residents of our city.
Officials from the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office say that at least 15 alleged gang members have been killed or wounded by gunfire during the conflict. Mike and Alex?
All right, thank you. Well, 3 Minneapolis men face attempted murder charges after Tuesday's shooting in Brooklyn Center.
It happened in the parking lot of the Checkers fast food restaurant. According to the criminal complaint, 3 men were meeting another man to buy marijuana, but instead they tried to rob him. Shots were fired, with the alleged marijuana dealer getting shot in the face. He will lose his left eye. One of the suspects, 27-year-old Kenneth Sullivan, was also shot. He faces charges along with 20-year-old Tawan Hunter and 18-year-old Sean Trey Washington. A 2-year-old child in the car was not hurt.
A Brooklyn Park man has pleaded guilty to crashing a vehicle and fleeing the scene while leaving behind his 2 children who were seriously hurt. The criminal complaint says Earl Ward had been drinking when he drove into a construction hole last July in St. Paul. His son had a broken leg. His daughter suffered injuries to her spine. Ward has a lengthy criminal history. He will be sentenced in January. There is mixed reaction to President Obama's immigration reform plan.
An estimated 90,000 undocumented immigrants live in Minnesota. Many could be protected from deportation under the president's executive order. Reporter Sonia Goins spoke with an immigration attorney from Brooklyn Park about what this could mean for Minnesotans.
We are very excited. There's been talk about immigration reform for many, many years.
Tamara Caban Ramirez has practiced immigration law in the Twin Cities for 20 years. She says the president's executive actions are a big deal for children of immigrant families.
Children of immigrant families are aware and constantly worried that they're going to come home and their parents are not going to be there. This is something that they live with constantly.
The president's executive actions would protect parents of U.S. citizens or permanent residents, but the parents must have already been living here for at least 5 years.
The president is allowing for the parents of U.S. citizens or permanent residents to obtain work authorization and they're not going to be deported, basically.
Immigration reform has been a big topic in Minnesota. Several rallies like this one last November have brought the issue to the forefront. Supporters of the president's plan say this will allow undocumented immigrants to get citizenship easier and faster.
When they get their work authorization, that means that they have some sort of status and they have an ID, which means that now they can get work, a driver's license.
The president's plan will not only benefit Latinos, but other immigrants as well.
Liberians are going to be able to have temporary protected status, which is something that Mexican communities would not be able to have.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Republicans accuse the president of overstepping his authority. They want the president to wait for the new Congress to take action in January.
A Hennepin County commissioner who represents the Northwest Metro has a big goal: build a major league soccer stadium next to Target Field. Mike Opat is putting his support behind an ownership group that includes the owners of the Twins, the Polad family, Timberwolves owner Glenn Taylor, and former United Health executive Bill McGuire. Opat's support puts him at odds with Vikings owner Ziggy Wilf, who wants a soccer team playing at the new Vikings Stadium. Minneapolis is battling Sacramento and Las Vegas to become Major League Soccer's 24th franchise.
Local veterans are receiving thanks by sharing a Thanksgiving meal together.
Well, they need to know that we're still thinking about them, we still care about them, and we're not giving up.
The Crystal VFW served up a feast for veterans from the Minneapolis Veterans Home. It's a small way to recognize their service, and yet John Mooney, an Army veteran who served during the early 1960s, says it's a powerful experience to be in the company of others who understand one another.
Well, it's kind of hard because we've all been through one part of service or another, and we're aware of each other.
The Thanksgiving meal is a tradition at the Crystal VFW dating back to 1992. Coming up, you've heard of Black Friday, but what about upside down Black Friday? We'll explain up next.
Then later in sports, North Metro runs into a tough opponent on the ice in girls hockey.
But first, finally above freezing. Saturday and Sunday will reach temperatures in the upper 30s.
The bells are ringing at dozens of Salvation Army kettles around the Northwest Metro. Donations, however, are down 44% compared to this time last year. Officials believe the early cold weather could be hurting them, or people are carrying less cash around these days. The Salvation Army hopes to raise more than $11 million between now and Christmas. So far, kettle donations have totaled just $184,000. Black Friday takes on a different meaning in Crystal this year.
A group of people are turning Black Friday upside down with an event that focuses on giving. Reporter Shannon Slatton explains what it's all about.
3 years ago, Drew Fernelius and his wife Lisa had had enough. They watched as holiday ads bombarded their family of 7.
We were just watching all the ads for Black Friday and all thinking of our kids, of all the things that they want for Christmas and things that I have to have.
So they decided to fight back.
We decided to try to start something, and what better time to do it than the day after Thanksgiving when it becomes all about getting. And instead we decided to do something about giving.
The Fernelius family partnered with their church for a different kind of doorbuster for the day after Thanksgiving. They called it Upside Down Black Friday.
It just started kind of a word of mouth, and a few people came and you know, put some lunches in bags and knitted some mittens and gathered some coats, and downtown Minneapolis we went, and it's kind of grown from there.
Last year, the event attracted more than 100 people.
It will become a tradition for us. Is that right? Really?
Including Cindy and her young son, Russell.
I just love the fact that I had an excuse not to go shopping.
The event offers something for any age or ability. You can make items for the homeless or shut in and deliver it too.
I didn't go with them to hand stuff out because of him, but I was able to make the things and help those people so that they could go and give more.
The church is collecting coats and winter wear to give away.
There really is something for everybody to get involved in and to do.
Hoping their efforts give Black Friday a new meaning when it's turned upside down.
What it really is all about is giving and helping other people, and turning the advertisements of the world where it's about me and what can I get to how can I help somebody else.
In Crystal, Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
If you want to help, you can drop off coats at Cornerstone Church in Crystal. They especially need extra large coats to hand out, or you can show up to help at 9 a.m. on Black Friday.
Dozens of Champlain Park students will have a chance at college thanks to a grant and an organization called College Possible. A $40,000 grant from AT&T will allow College Possible to provide academic support and coaching to more low-income students. Right now, College Possible works with about 80 Champlain Park students, but that number will now grow.
This grant will allow us to add a group of 40 juniors to our program next year. So we'll recruit those students this year as sophomores, and we'll look for 40 students that are interested in working with us in our 2-year intensive program to earn admission to college.
College Possible also offers support for those students while they are in college. Well, coming up, what better place to rekindle a marriage than a hunting shack?
Weekend Showcase reignites the flames in just a little bit. But first in sports, John Jacobson will have a preview of the Channel 12 Turkey Trot Boys Hockey Tournament from the Plymouth Ice Center.
It is a busy weekend in high school sports with Prep Bowl football games today and tomorrow.
And here on Channel 12, we get a great start to the boys hockey season. John Jacobson is live at the Plymouth Ice Center and has more on that. Hi, John.
Well, it should be some great hockey here over the next 28 hours or so at the Plymouth Ice Center, as we have 4 teams that are ranked in the top 20 in the Class AA Let's Play Hockey poll that will be skating here at the Plymouth Ice Center. Let's take a look at the slate of games here for the next 2 nights. It all starts at 5 o'clock with Holy Family taking on defending tournament and state champion Edina at 5. That's followed by Maple Grove against hosts Wayzata at around 7:15. And then Saturday, it's the 3rd place game at 5 o'clock, followed by the championship at 7:15. All 4 games will be live on Channel 12 and at 12.tv. And we'll have more on the Turkey Trot tournament in a moment. But first, some girls hockey highlights from Thursday night, including the North Metro Stars, who are at home to take on Coon Rapids. The Cardinals will strike quickly, and Jessica Lawrence scores top corner on the wrist shot to put them up 1-0. Bailey Ryan sets up Brianna DiCastillo for the one-timer from the slot, and Coon Rapids leads 4-0 after 1. The Stars get on the board early in the second period. Leah Yonkers with a nice rush. Her shot stopped, but Tatum Manning pokes in the rebound, and the Stars have cut the lead. But the Cardinals get it right back when Alyssa Hansen buries a slap shot top corner for a power play goal. And the Cardinals go on to whip the North Metro Stars 10-1. In Minneapolis, the Totino-Grace girls faced off with Mound-Westonka, the Eagles in white. Hannah Johnson passing to Allison Parnell, who scores. Totino leads 1-0 on a power play goal. The Whitehawks tied up later in the first. Hunter Gallus to Samantha Burris. Her shot will find the back of the net, and it's 1-1 after 1. Former North Metro and Benilde coach Jack Ravel, along with Terry Westerman and Becca Gavel, coaching Mound this year, and their team takes the lead in the second period. Caitlin Wagner shooting from the blue line and scores to make it 2-1 Mound-Westonka. Coach Tom Peart's Eagles trail 4-1 when they get another power play goal. Amelia Vossen to Parnell for her second of the night to get it to 4-2, but the Eagles get no closer. Mound-Westonka adds one more in the third, and they win it over Grace by a final score of 5-2. Well, joining us now here live at the Plymouth Ice Center is Wayzata head boys hockey coach Pat O'Leary. And Pat, your team the host again for this tournament, the 13th year in a row. 4th year for you as head coach. How much do you and your kids look forward to this weekend?
You know, it's one of those deals where the kids are excited to play games. Practice gets a little tedious after a while, especially when you go through the tryout process. So we're excited to play. Kids want to play. They've been working hard all summer. It's nice to have 4, very high-end teams here for the fans to watch, and hopefully we have a good product for them tonight.
How much do you put into this weekend as far as importance for the weekend? It's the first games of the season. There's a lot of hockey to go, but yet it's your first look at these guys in game action.
Yeah, I mean, you can only put so many things into play, in 1 week of practice, especially when you got doing pictures and all those type of things. So you just got to get kids completely dialed in as much as you possibly can. But I just think that it's fun to get out here for these guys and kind of see how they've improved over a year. And by no means are any of the 4 teams in this tournament playing how they're probably going to be playing coming into March. So we're just excited to get the kids out there and have a good time and let the fans see what the product is around here.
Pat, we'll look forward to the games here tonight and tomorrow.
I appreciate it.
And Pat O'Leary, head coach of Wayzata. And a reminder, too, as we told you Thursday, along with our live coverage of this year's tournament, We also have added a special Turkey Trot section to our mobile app. On it, you'll be able to see tournament information, follow our live in-game Twitter feed, as well as watch the games themselves live. We'll be live tweeting during the entire tournament from our Twitter handle @12sports. If you tweet out pictures, we'll be retweeting them and show some of them during our broadcast. If you don't have our app already, you can download it free from your mobile device by going to our website at 12.tv. And that wraps it up here from Plymouth, but plenty of hockey action here. Mike and Alex the next two nights. Terrific teams. Wayzata, Maple Grove, Edina, and Holy's family.
All right, you're just getting started, John. Thanks a lot. Still ahead, Christmas comedy, Minnesota style.
The Yellow Tree Theater in Osseo takes us to the North Woods for a big surprise when we come back. Signs of Christmas are increasingly evident in Osseo.
We can thank the folks at Yellow Tree Theater for getting into the holiday spirit in a way that is truly Minnesotan. Neil Persley explains in Weekend Showcase.
I don't know, and what's so great about that stupid rotting old hunting shack? I don't know why you hang on to it. It's a liability.
You don't mean that.
And that's where our story begins, as Charlie decides to go to his hunting shack north of the cities a day before he and wife Jennifer are scheduled to celebrate their 10th wedding anniversary. Native Minnesotan playwright Jessica Peterson borrows heavily from her own experiences at her family's hunting shack in Alborn, Minnesota.
It's the family hunting shack, and when he gets there, his estranged uncle, Big Paul, has been squatting there with his mistress and their son.
Well, if you're trying to tell me that I'm not welcome in my own hunting shack, well, then that's a bunch of bull.
Greta Grosh keeps the clan under control.
Well, I play June, who is the girlfriend of Paulie, and we're squatting here at the hunting shack.
We learn about June's son Ham and his illegal venison jerky operation.
He makes quirky jerky, which has a secret ingredient.
But people are hungry, Charlie. You know what they're hungry for, huh? Chipotle? No! Quirky jerky!
Things get weirder.
Nuclear warheads? What do you eat when you're holed up in your bomb shelter for weeks or years even? Filet mignon? Medium rare? With a baked potato? And some sour cream? I suppose not. Right! Exactly!
And we drop some hints that maybe the secret ingredient may or may not be legal.
Charlie's wife shows up after following him to the shack, and the whole crew proceed to get snowed in by a mammoth snowstorm.
And you're throwing together a family at a stressful time in a small enclosed space in the middle of winter in a snowstorm.
As you can imagine, mayhem ensues.
But at the end, everybody loves each other, and you realize how great family is.
For Weekend Showcase, I'm Neil Persley.
Hunting Shack Christmas opens tonight at Yellow Tree Theater. The show runs through January 4th. For ticket information, you can go to yellowtreetheater.com and check. It is selling quickly, so you'll want to check online before you just head over, over there. That does it for us. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great weekend, everyone.